Hi, this is Emily Hurst with the innovation team. I was going to show you guys today how I use rubrics to help make my innovation extension projects clearer. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And I have just chosen an innovation extension project. So this is sixth grade quarter one for the culminating task. So I'm just going to copy it. This is a fun project where students are going to have already written a narrative, and then they have to create an accompanying art piece that shows how a challenge can become a triumph. So that really hits that RLKID 2 about a theme, because challenges becoming triumphs is the theme of the unit, and it will also be the theme of their narrative. So just to kind of show you this lampshade project, it shows like, a challenge maybe, and then a triumph when you turn it on. So you put vinyl on the outside and either vinyl or markers or whatever on the inside, so that when you turn the light on, it changes what it looks like. So when the light is off, all you see is the outside. And when you've turned the light on, you see what's on the inside, kind of, but through the lampshade. So this is a better example. So first he's alone. That could be a challenge. And then when you turn the lampshade on, you've got all the people with him. So that shows how challenge can become triumph. So I'm going to hopefully open up this rubric. I'm going to copy over just what the extension project is. So up here we have learning targets. So they're going to have written their narrative, they're going to have developed a theme, and they're going to hopefully write an informational piece explaining their theme. So the way I do these rubrics is I start with minimum requirements, and this is just, what do the kids have to do before I'm willing to grade their project? So they have to have written a narrative. They have to have created a lampshade. Narrative writing completed. Lampshade art project completed. They have to have written an informational, right? So those are the things that I would require them to have done before I'm willing to grade it. So then my learning targets here are, I'm going to be scoring three things. I'm going to be scoring these things. So my first thing is all minimum requirements are met. Okay. So once all minimum requirements are met, then I'm going to say, how am I going to judge their narrative writing piece? So to be proficient in that, I want them to have, I don't really care about their, like the length of their writing or anything like that. So I'm just going to say narrative writing includes a clear example of theme, challenge, becomes triumph. That actually is going to get to RLKID 2 as well. Narrative writing has narrative writing has let's look at what the standard asks. So this is where you're going to go right back to the standard and say, what am I expecting them to do? It has dialogue, pacing, and description. It has transition words, whatever it is you want to score them on. So narrative writing has dialogue. Narrative writing has description. Writing has an effective and relevant conclusion. So has conclusion that reflects on theme. So how am I going to judge the theme standard? Lampshade shows theme. Triumph. And lampshade shows reflects the narrative writing. Actually, that might be a minimum requirement. So this is where it just really depends on you. And then the informational piece, so let's look at WWTTP2 for that. So it, what do we care about? It develops the topic with relevant facts or thoroughly and accurately explains and elaborates on the evidence. So informational piece, thoroughly and elaborately. What did it say? I'm gonna literally copy from the text here. Explains evidence from connecting lampshade to the narrative writing piece. So then my advanced is going to be all proficient requirements are met. And then it's not going to be more of the same. I'm not going to say I want it to be a longer narrative text. I'm not going to say I need like another lampshade actually. So I'm gonna say maybe for the narrative writing, like let's look at that standard. What else in that standard does it cover? So maybe to be advanced, I also want them to use sensory language. So narrative writing uses sensory language to for the lampshade, it might be lampshade shows multiple examples of the same theme, something like that. Or and then for the informational piece, let's go back to that standard and see what else it includes. It says includes formatting, graphics, and multimedia. So maybe we could put that in there, or uses an introduction. Okay, so we've got then a way to go from proficient to advanced. And so sometimes it is a little bit different, right? Sometimes maybe the lampshade reflects the narrative writing is actually an advanced thing. So I could put that over here and change that to lampshade reflects narrative writing, because we really don't want them to have to do more work necessarily, more of the same work for advanced. We want to show deeper understanding. So let's look at RLKID 2 for 6th grade. Yeah, so it's not asking us to do multiple texts with the same theme, so that wouldn't necessarily be deeper. It would be a higher level. And then we're going to look at actually doing process skills. So that's going to be like creativity or critical thinking or collaboration, communication. It's important to show our students that we value those things. So I'm going to say critical thinking, and I'm going to say all minimum requirements are met. And then I'm going to say for critical thinking, I want them to have so I think the critical thinking is going to come in with the theme. So narrative writing has a unique take on the theme. So this is, it's not any of the previously read stories not just copying exactly what happened in another story. And then to go to advanced, we're going to say all proficient requirements met. And then we're going to say narrative writing has multiple examples of the theme becoming clear. So maybe multiple characters experience that theme. So we're really getting into a deeper understanding of the standards, but also thinking critically there. So for the grading, this is different, right? So some people say that minimum requirements aren't met is a 0. A 50 would be requirements not met. 85 is proficient requirements met, and 100 is advanced requirements met. So this makes it clearer for students exactly what they have to do. That's how I use a rubric.